to Horror Hour.
We
all go a little mad. Forget you.
Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour, place we discuss, we debate, we disagree with George on all things horror. I'm one of the co-hosts here, Yutaka. Hello. And today I'm joined with Liam.
Yutaka!
Okay. And George.
Maybe just a touch of Tourette's. Anyway.
Well, someone's well break the ice, and it might as well be me. See, I'm used to being a hostess. It's part of my husband's work, and it's always difficult when a new group of friends come together for the first time to get acquainted. So I'm perfectly prepared to start the ball rolling. I mean, I have absolutely no idea what we're doing here, what I'm doing here, what this place is about, but I am determined to enjoy myself. I'm very intrigued, and oh my, this soup's delicious, isn't it?
I can't.
But can you quote Showgirls? That's the real question.
Exactly. And then next we have David.
You know, hello everybody, but I have to say I'm so proud of George. Like, honey, while he was gone, he blew up. Honey, he went viral. He was on TikTok. He was on Twitter. I am so proud of him.
Thank you.
Yeah. Honey, when he started singing period, period, I was like, bitch, you better work, honey. I thought he started doing drag again. I am proud of you. I am proud of you.
And I'm super excited to introduce our guest today, who I am a huge fan. She's just, honestly, she's why I do this. It's not because of George, but really, it truly is. She's a critic. She does lives, reviews, movies, TV. She does it all, seriously. And I am pleased to welcome Sharronda Williams from Pay or Wait. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm loving this shade that is being thrown across the screen. I'm here for it. Yes.
Oh, and this is just the beginning.
It only goes downhill from here with that.
Yeah, it goes downhill. Once
Especially
George starts talking, honey, it's
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright. I'm so glad we had that talk.
We're going to rate our top 5 American Horror Story series. So 1 being our favorite, 5 still being our favorite because there's so many of them. We don't want this to go on forever. And there's a lot we can say about our least favorite ones. But we thought we'd try and keep this to our top 5 to kind of keep this positive, because I will still bring it down some way somehow. And David will also bring the tone down severely at some point. So without further ado, let's delve into our
I don't know what you're talking
Because
about.
you'll probably start talking about double penetration.
Yeah, exactly. Which has nothing to do with American Horror Story. Well,
Is it Sunday already?
But let's start with our top 5, and let's start with number 5, and let's start with Sharronda, because she's our guest after all. So Sharronda, what is your number 5?
Okay. My number 5 is going to have to be Hotel. Because I was scared for this season, because first and foremost, this is the first season that we got without Jessica Lange. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was ready to be done with American Horror Story. I was like, you cannot dismiss the queen and expect me to continue to watch these seasons. But if it wasn't for Hotel, we would never know Lady Gaga as an actress. So I'm just saying, without Ryan Murphy, without Hotel, we wouldn't make it to A Star is Born or The Tragedy of House of Gucci. We would have never made it to that.
God bless the homosexual.
Hotel, yeah, that was a turning point, I think, for... It was just because I might jump on as well. My 5 was also Hotel Sharronda, and I think I was like you. I was like, oh, like I can't believe I don't know how I'm going to watch American Horror Story without Jessica Lange. And then I remember all of the intro.
Did you just call her Jessica Lange?
What do you want? Lang? All right, Lang. Would you not pronounce your G? Lounge. You wouldn't say your Lang. I'm going to me long. Anyway,
me love you long time. Yeah.
So, and I remember when they did all the promos for it, and it was like literally they kept flittering between AHS Hotel and Lady Gaga, and I was like, oh, they're really hyping this up, and I think some people like aren't going to be happy with this. But I mean, I think she did great, and although we do joke about the fact that all of the men in that season in particular looked exactly the same,
it's a piece of fabric,
and we know that Penny Pumpkins is going to come for us and say, well, it's because that was her type of man. No, they all looked the same. So Ryan Murphy needed to do better there. But I mean, Dennis O'Hare killed it as well in his. I thought he was fantastic in that role, and Kathy. I mean, they were all great. I enjoyed it too. So I agree with you, Sharronda.
Even Naomi Campbell, honey. I was like, you better work, bitch.
Yes,
honey. I lived.
And also shout out to the King Evan Peters because that was his best role.
Oh,
in the show.
Oh no, honey.
Ever?
I'm still looking for him on Grindr. The drill dough, honey. That man, he was everything, bitch.
That was the creature. Yeah, that was. It was a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, well that was me and Sharronda. Then we'll go on. Then David, carry on. What was your number 5?
What is my number 5? Hold on. I mean, I know what my number 5 is. I know. Listen, I know this is gonna be. Listen, I ranked it because I've done videos of like rankings before American Horror Story. But listen, I've gone back and watched some of the seasons, and I have completely changed my mind on some of them. But I did this ranking based on how many times I jerked off per season. So the first one is Asylum.
I hate you.
Yeah,
continue.
That's number 1.
No, 5. Are we doing 5?
Yeah,
we're doing
5.
down.
It's because you said my first one. That was why.
Oh yeah, no 5. I know this is everybody. I know this is like
I hate
blasphemy
so much. Oh,
blasphemy that is not number 1. But let me tell y'all something. This season, but like seriously, I ranked the season based on like how like I would go back and watch certain seasons. This is not a season that I'm like, girl, let me do something great. Let me go back and watch Asylum. That bitch is dark. That bitch is depressing. Like like they had to put in the fucking name game because this season would have been like the most dark sided shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, but I mean, there was so much going on. But there was a lot going on. My least favorite thing was probably the whole alien situation.
Thank you.
I love the alien.
The thing with me is I'm a basic bitch, and I'm a slasher whore. Like I love slashers, which is why a certain season won't be surprising that is very ranked high in the top. But the point is, I don't like it when we go from a certain tone to another thing. I'm like, keep things separate. But I loved it. I mean, first of all, the fucking Nazi, the fucking devil, the fucking the conversion therapy, the rape. I mean, listen. Rape is wrong. Rape is wrong.
We're doing this word again 3 times.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Jesus. No, I don't want, because, as we know, my first sexual experience was a rape. So, yeah, I don't want to.
God.
Yeah. I mean, luckily he didn't press charges. So, but the point is.
I can't. Get out.
Stop. You a mess.
Best joke ever. Anyways, the point is, this season was so brutal. I can't like it, but it gave me some of the best screams I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, it's so good. I just wish they would have like omitted the alien part just a little bit. But yeah, no, it was a lot. But I love it.
I mean, the killer is escaping is one of the best lines in American Horror Story.
Honey, Jessica Lange as that nun. Everything about it was perfection for me. Like, how could you not? The name game was great. The devil, when she was writing the priest, again, great, one of the best things I've ever seen.
Well, so I'll start with my number 5.
What's your number 5?
Because we're talking slashers, I put 1984 at my number 5. The season started out much stronger, especially that opening. Like that gave me the Friday the 13th vibes. Like I was here for it. I really enjoyed the campiness. It kind of then, got a little towards the end, but it's still, I loved the vibe. I need
planet.
Huh?
Are we even on the same planet?
Nobody liked 1984, just me?
I'm waiting. I think
honey,
we need to wait
until you reach my number 2.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Then we're really going to fight.
But yes,
I'm going to your ass, Liam, so don't try me today, bitch. I'm not the one.
So, I'm just going to keep it simple, keep it cute. I loved the cast. I enjoyed 1984 because just give me slasher. And that's what it gave me. There was so much. And let's also talk about that, the
When a stroke strikes, the damage spreads like a fire in the brain.
Wow, we left a mark.
I'm having my old Deborah, not the gymnast, the aerobic scene.
Oh my God.
The jazzercise.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got my life.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that was good. Okay.
Jane Fonda moment.
That's fine. We'll take it. That's you. That's you. Liam, you're number 5.
My number 5.
So condescending today, bitch.
Roanoke.
Roanoke.
Yeah.
You know, I was torn between Hotel and Roanoke. Go on.
Roanoke?
Yeah, I like Roanoke. I like that it changes halfway through, so that you don't get what you're expecting. And Trixie Mattel was in it, so I
went back to watch that season because I was like, for the longest time, I was like, this is so boring because I don't like. Again, I'm not a big on historical horror, like like when the people with what's that movie that everybody loves, like The Village. And all those things and all that stuff, like set in a certain time period. No comment. Set in a certain time period. I don't like things like that. I don't know. It's not my taste. But episode 6 turned the party for me, bitch.
I thought Kathy Bates was great as like the old time. I can't remember the names. The old timey lady.
This is such a reputable show. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when she obviously when she becomes the actress. Like, she's hilarious as that actress. She went from being so serious as the ghost, the old-timey lady, to just being fucking stupid as the actress. And I thought it was great. I thought it was stupid.
I mean, it also gave us another iconic Sarah Paulson line of poor Shelby. Oh, God, poor Shelby. Oh, I feel like a piece of it's dying.
My favorite thing is her running down the stairs screaming. Yes. That shit is hilarious to me. I'm saying, honey, I'm surprised she doesn't have nodules or something because that bitch is screaming every season. Like, have mercy. But you better work.
Just has a lot of lemon and honey teas.
Yeah, she's a queen.
I heard eating pussy does that to you, so yeah.
Well,
always taking the tone down. Let's bring the tone back up. Sharronda, what's your number 4?
What did I say?
My number 4 is Freak Show. Even though it goes off the rails, but that's every season at this point after season 1 of American Horror Story. But I will say that Freak Show, I could no longer watch it at night because it was just freaky. It scared me. I could only watch it during the daytime. And it put me on to John Carroll Lynch, who was like the MVP of that season. And I realized how fantastic of an actor he was. So Freak Show is going to be my number 4.
That's a good shout. Oh my God, Ma Petite.
Was that the first season Finn was in? Or Finn was...
Yes, he was. Yeah, the first season.
Because that was Dandy Mott, right?
Yes.
That was his character? Yeah. That whole season was a vibe. That would be my next one as well because I love Twisty the Clown. Twisty the Clown freaked me the hell out.
He was giving John Wayne Gacy for days.
Did he fuck kids?
He killed them, though.
Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot. I was like, what?
Well, go on then, Yutaka. Carry on with yours. So your number 4 also...
Freak Show was just, I loved also one of my favorite things too. Again, it's, Jessica Lange's final... lead performance in that series, but I loved the color aesthetics. It's one of my favorites. But I did love just this crazy cast of characters, also this infusion of new talent that eventually we would just see over and over. But it was still nice to see all these new characters, and I liked the whole circus vibe. That was good. And again, John Carroll Lynch, I'm a huge fan. So,
may I ask a question? Why? Or can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why is he struggling to find good people for the new seasons? It's not the same caliber of talent as it was.
I mean, I think that's just quite a simple answer, is that it's run its course and he's dragging this thing out, and it probably should have ended a long time ago. I feel like you said it as well, Sharon, that like the ends of a lot of these seasons start off really strong. You're like, oh, great. And then by the end, he's like, I feel like he's just gone, okay, and let's just finish this off. It's like Game of Thrones every year, basically. They're like, let's just end it quickly and then you lose out on that. And I think it maybe is just because I remember seeing years ago that somebody had tweeted, that it was going to be like is it the 8 circles of hell or the 9? There's like, or 7 circles of hell.
I remember that.
And he retweeted saying, interesting. And I thought, that makes sense. Like there'll be 7 seasons and then there'll be a final one, but then he's like, now it's like going up to season 13. And I don't know. Yeah. I agree. Like the first few seasons. Yeah.
They need new writers too. It's a lot, even American Horror Stories, a lot of people who write on that, they were writers like on American Horror Story for all of these like terrible seasons. I just think they need to like fire everybody. Bring back Jessica.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I even think that if they find the right people, they don't need people like Jessica Lange or anything like that. Because I feel like because what I love about it, there are seasons that I love that don't have them. That I think that they could do. I don't know. I feel like maybe they just need like a little bit of like a, like what, back in the 80s when they all were all doing coke, like, like go crazy. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I feel like they play it too safe. Have a dreadful end, like a dreadful, and I mean in a depressing way, like have a dark ending. You know what I mean? Like go in, like torture bitches. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like I want from American Horror Story. I don't want a happy ending. It's American Horror Story.
But the young kids, like the young talent they're getting, they're terrible.
Yeah.
I
feel like if they find the right writers, I feel like they could do a solid job. And if they do it correctly, I don't feel like they will be like, oh my God, oh darn, I wish I had Jessica Lange. Because the bitch ain't coming back, honey. She's done. Like, don't try it. Don't message her. I've written emails. I call her sometimes, but she doesn't pick up. So don't worry. Like, she'll be fine. We have iconic seasons with her. I feel like if they find the right writers, I feel like they could do a great season of American Horror Story. But for me, I feel like with American Horror Story, sometimes they feel like they will be like great short horror films. But because the ideas are great, but sometimes it's like, girl,
it's they drag it out. Like, oof.
Yeah.
And then like last season when they split it in 2 with that was.
I wouldn't even mind if they had a short season, like a good 8 episodes.
Okay with that. Yeah.
That would be
5.
There we go. They're so much better anyway.
Well, here too.
Yeah.
The series, I like those better. They just understand we're never coming back. We're just gonna knock it out of the park and we're gonna be done.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I agree.
I would. Yeah.
I think so. Oh, well, I'll go next. And my number 4 is Asylum. This has actually gone higher up on my list because it was near the front. It's shocked horror. When it first came out, I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever graced us screens, because I was completely I love the alien thing, and then I was so excited when the aliens were going to come back in season 10 that just had absolutely nothing to do with any of it. And also,
what season was that?
Double feater.
Oh, right.
In part 2,
I haven't watched
can't
that
remember
one.
what it's called. Yeah, I wouldn't bother. But it's not worth it. I really enjoyed Asylum the first time I saw it because I know you all said it felt like there was a lot going on, but for me, I kind of enjoyed the fact that, it felt a bit bigger in the universe, because obviously Murder House was obviously quite contained to this house, whereas this felt you were getting a lot more of the universe. And I really enjoyed that. And I just thought, again, I know that Utag's going to roll his eyes, but Evan Peters looked great in that series with the dark hair. And
I didn't roll my eyes.
No, I know.
I'm just staring at you.
In your head, you are going, shut up, George.
Yes.
But, and I also really, I agree, there was so much going on that I just felt like constantly, I was like, oh my God, trying to keep up. But yeah, going back, I mean, Lana Winters was an iconic character that I'm really glad that they, brought back throughout the seasons. And it was nice to really see, that was where Sarah Paulson really shined in that season. And we finally got to see like what she could do talent-wise. And it got me, really excited for the rest of it. So I'm going to say number 4 for me is Asylum.
I would say one of the things that I don't like Asylum. I do, think it's just overcrowded, but some of the performances were very standout. And Sarah Paulson during the conversion therapy scene, like that broke me. That was, I mean, it was done. Like I had to give them props for that. And same thing with, Lily Robb and Jessica Lange in that season. But yeah, it was too overcrowded.
Lily who?
Isn't it Lily Rabe?
Lily Rabe?
Sorry, Rabe.
Jessica Lange and Lily Rabe.
Yep.
We're doing drag names today, bitch.
But yeah, that would be my number 4. Liam, what's yours number 4?
My number 4 is Apocalypse. Surprise. It's
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me. How could you forget that iconic line? Anyway.
I don't know. It's been a long day. And it's only going to be getting longer.
Yeah.
I know people hated Apocalypse, but I thought it was
Don't be saying everybody. Don't say everybody. Don't do it.
Well, I shall say in the universe of the Twitters, it got a lot of hate. And since I mainly spend time on Twitter,
get better hobbies.
I probably should. I need to take masturbating back up. Yeah, I just thought it was great. I thought it was so camp. I thought Joan Collins, like getting to see Joan Collins in something like this camp and juicy. I was like, oh my God, it's the 80s all over again. Give me more Dynasty. Called with the long hair.
Well, they all had long hair.
The one who played Michael.
Langdon?
Cody Fern.
Oh, Cody Fern. I liked him in that.
I was like, I really liked him in that. I was like, oh, finally, he found someone that. To be fair, if he dyed his hair brown, he would look like the rest of them. But he was blonde, so he was slightly different.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Well, see, there we go. So I liked him. Who else did I like? I liked Billy Lord.
Yeah, she was great.
And obviously Emma Roberts, because even though we all know she's an absolute cow in real life, it really blends well into her playing Madison.
We're not going to bring weight into this. What happened? What did she do?
Oh.
What?
Like, did I miss something?
She let herself go? What happened?
No, it's like she's a cow in real life. Like, that means bitch.
That's UK slang.
Yeah, so I was like...
So if someone's a cow, it's like kind of like you're saying that they're a bitch.
Yeah.
We're saying that because she's a strong woman?
Bitch?
No, because she's an absolute...
I don't get that one. That one is so odd to me. A cow?
Didn't she... Like, she beat Evan Peters.
Well, what did he do?
They both had a bit of a rocky relationship, but that's got nothing to do with American Horror Story Apocalypse.
No, but that's what I'm saying. She in real life is a bitch. But
allegedly,
it lends allegedly.
Thank you.
If you're listening to the presses, if you want to listen to TMZ, she's a cunt. So I think it lends well, and I think that's why she's good as Madison. It also lends well and makes her play Chanel well. So
okay.
Well, I was reading Leah Michelle's book, and she didn't mention anything about that, honey. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Did she mention anything in the book?
Well, it was a pamphlet.
She didn't write it.
No, it was a pamphlet.
It was an audio book.
Yeah.
Audible.com. Okay, then let's move on to our number 3 with that. Sharronda, what's your number 3?
Am I invisible?
David.
Y'all are rude as hell, man.
It's just David just talks all the time, so I just assume he said something.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to Helen Keller after this bitch. Just pretend I'm not here. No, but my baby this season went up on my list. I saw this again and I was crying, honey. I got to get the tissues out. It was so sad. I broke my heart. When I saw Freak Show, honey, I could not stop crying. What's her name? The lizard woman, the one that the dad turned into like tattoos. That shit broke my heart.
Oh, that's one of Meryl Streep's daughters, right? I think that's
really.
I can't think of her name.
Yeah, but she was so good.
Or Grace,
honey. When they showed her, it broke my heart. But broke my heart was Elsa's backstory. That shit was dark. Yeah, because listen, I've been in a couple of snuff films, but I've never done that before. Like that was a lot. That was a lot. And oh my God, and just her singing, it just broke my heart. I love the musical numbers. They were so good. Oh. I cried again. The season because when I first saw it, because I was still in college when that season came out, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's so boring." Like, please give me something. Watching it again, just a tad older.
Now that you're mature.
Well, no, mature, no. But, you know, I stay in the gutter. But oh my God, that season was so beautiful, but so dark. Again, everybody's backstory was so good.
Like Pepper.
Pepper,
no, don't
twist everybody, and Miss Thing. Listen, I'll never listen. I can forgive a lot, but killing Patti LaBelle, Bitch, you're going straight to hell.
Yeah.
That ain't right. That ain't right. Not Miss Patty. Not Miss Patty.
She was great in that.
She was so good. She was like, what you gonna do? Who gonna check me, boo? What you gonna do? Johnny, she was not having a bitch. Oh my God, because he was so, when you just really want to like go through a screen and just smack the shit out of somebody. He was so nasty. I was like, oh my God, he had it coming. He had it coming. I would have done it worse, but that's just me. I would have chopped his dick off and shoved it in his mouth. But that's just me.
That's in a Stephen King film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't reading those, honey. Girl, no, honey. That's thicker than Nicki Minaj's ass, honey. I'm not reading all those books, honey. Those are big.
I said
it's in the film.
It's in the film.
What film?
The Dark Half with Timothy Hutton.
But it is in the book?
Probably. I don't know.
Then there we go.
The book.
Problem solved.
There we go.
Right. Sorry. Right. Now back over to lovely Sharronda with our number 3.
Oh, so my number 3 is going to be Apocalypse because it was giving. We have a budget now. It was giving. We're gonna have good lace fronts. Okay, Michael had a lace front like that will bring all of the Tyler Perry characters to shame. That's what there was. I'm just saying.
You're right.
Okay, they were giving. We have money now. We have a budget. We are going to give you guys your entire life. But wait, it's a Ryan Murphy production. It's going to fall apart in the second half. But it's okay because we like to torture ourselves. So we know you only come for the first half of the season. That's it. You only come for the first half. It's just going to go off the rails after that. But I was happy. It married my favorite. I guess is the spoiler alert. Seasons of Murder House and Coven. Mm-hmm. So, and it brought back my girl for 5 seconds, but I was here for it. Okay. My queen, Jessica. What is it? Lounge?
No, Beyonce's. Yeah, Beyonce's
Minaj.
Sister. Yeah, Beyonce's sister. Yeah.
But yes, I was here. I was really excited. I really liked Apocalypse for the first half. We don't talk about the second half, but for the first half, yes, I was here for it.
Well, I'll jump on then.
In the second half?
Well, it's also my number
Return to
3.
Murder House.
It was that was episode 6, Return to Murder House, and that was like we were like, oh my God. Although I was so excited when she was announced because I thought she was going to come when they said the coven. I was like, they're bringing Fiona back, but obviously she didn't like Fiona or Coven. I'm like, really, Jessica? Really?
That was her least favorite role. I'm like, bitch, you must be blind as hell. You turned the party. Well, let me wait. Wait until 1.
Yeah. Surprise. But so my number 3 is also Apocalypse Sharronda because I agree. I was a huge fan of Murder House and Coven, and so when I found that these would come back, I was so excited. And I agree. Like it started off great. I mean, at the end of episode 3, you were like, "Oh my God, this is it." When the witches came back, you were like, "This is where it's happening." In episode 6, obviously Murder House, but then it fell like it went from like 0 to like 24 like real quick. I'm saying 24 because there's still some good parts to it, but it just like fell because I remember thinking at the beginning, oh, if he's the devil, then maybe Billy Lord's character is like a guardian angel. And then I was thinking there's going to be this huge fight and she's going to look amazing. He's going to look amazing. And that didn't happen. She hit him with a car. And I was like, I was just like, the fact that she ran him over with the car, I was like, this is the ending to like Satan's son. I mean, obviously it comes back, but I was like, this is embarrassing. So I was really sad. But episode 10 did give us Angela Bassett again for a very short.
Now, if Brandy was driving that car, he would have stayed dead.
He would have. That's true.
Yeah.
But just to see Angela Bassett come back and just hack the hell out of I always forget that actress name, but who was playing the Voodoo Queen. Then the way she swings her braids when she turns around, she's like, "Give Papa my regards." I'm like, oh, it was just, she was amazing. So I mean, for me, that was iconic. It was just a shame that it didn't end very on a high note. It kind of
what would have been a good ending, you think?
I think it should have turned out that Billy Lord was like a guardian, like an archangel, and there was a huge fight, but like an epic fight outside Murder House with her and the whatever his name is, Langdon, which would end in the house being destroyed, which would complete the season. And that I still think, although they ruined this in American Horror Stories and it didn't happen, but it did, but then it didn't. The ending of American Horror Story should be that Murder House gets destroyed, but they kind of did it in American Horror Stories and then went, oh no, were you joking? It didn't really happen. So Anyway, but yeah, sorry, Sharronda. I agree with you. I think Apocalypse was just fab. So
I'll keep it short. I'm going to agree as well. I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, wow.
Liam? You number 3?
Oh, shit. Number 3.
Yeah, we're here.
That went real quick. I'm used to George having like 20-minute rants. My number 3 is Asylum. Because I would quite happily have just let Zachary Quinto keep us in his basement. I think everyone, like, if you're looking at Asylum, like, everyone was just on their game when it comes to performances. I didn't mind the aliens. I thought, like, having like the different themes of like aliens, possession, religion,
Nazis.
all that kind of Nazis. Well, the Nazis was like just a very small thing. He was just a psychopath. Turns out he was a Nazi. Like that. Like,
oh, you know, when you're dating somebody and you know, like, you know, it's
yeah. So like, but I think all of them themes surrounding them characters, I thought it played in well because I thought it was like showing off like this is the things that people go to when they are crazy. But because it's American Horror Stories, no, actually, these things are all real and these people aren't crazy. People just think they're crazy because these things do happen to them. So I enjoyed it. I appreciated it because I was like, themes, I like it.
That's fair. I mean,
interesting.
I liked it. You talking?
Maybe I just thought too much about it.
You know, the one good thing about Asylum,
why don't you like this season?
It's terrible.
Yeah, see, it.
No. Wait.
Thank
okay.
you, Sharronda. Yes.
No, but give me receipts. I want to understand. I want to break it down. Break it down for me, Mr. DJ.
So, Murder House was so successful that I think when Asylum came out, he wanted to be like, I'm going to crush this. I'm going to come out the gate swinging. And he is just throwing in every single thing. And while there are good performances, it just felt so disconnected. Like I couldn't keep a focus on what you wanted me to go towards in a sense. And I mean, obviously Adam Levine was popular then. He's not now. Thank God he got killed in it.
What happened?
So
he started sending you messages saying how hot your body was.
Exactly.
And then you leaked them.
And
you must have cataracts.
But I truly felt there was just too much going into it. And it was just a discombobulated mess to me. And it was unfortunate because I was so just crushed after that season because like
you're gonna get comments.
Yeah, I know I am.
Well, Sharronda, are you the same then? Why don't you like Asylum?
So this is before I knew that I loved to torture myself with American culture. But it started off so good. Like, it was good. I'm not even going to hate on it. That first half, like, go ahead, honey, do what you need to do. I'm here. I'm ready. And then when Aliens came out, I was just like, what just happened? Like, it literally ruined the whole season for me. Now, knowing then, if I knew then what I know now that this was just the beginning, actually, no, because then they followed it up with Coven, another amazing season. So I didn't know yet that this is just what Ryan does. But I just felt like for the performances that you had in the first half of it, and I think that the story is best when it was actually focusing on the interactions between the patients and those who worked within the asylum. I think the development that you got with everyone, that's what made us connect to everyone as actors, of learning about their backstories, learning about the character interactions that they have. That when we go to like this whole third party, the aliens like, hey ho, hold my beer because we need to it just made it unnecessary. And
it's almost like it's almost like if you're giving a guy head and then chocolate milk comes out instead of cum. Like, where did this come from? Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, if I was like, am I going crazy? Like, what's going on up in here? You know, but I finished watching it. But I just thought, I really wish they would have just omitted that and then just kept it for a separate season, like a whole alien. Because, you know, there were people that always wanted aliens and all that stuff. I always said that if like the whole alien season goes on, I'll probably skip that season because y'all know I'm not an alien bitch. But I wish they would have just kept it to just demented, crazy, dark, and brutal, and just based on like grounded on a bit of reality and darkness. Yeah.
They would have 3 perfect seasons back to back to back if they would have never brought aliens into Asylum. It would be great.
But people that love aliens, I'm sure they were living for that. So I'm sure, yeah.
Well, they probably live for signs. So I don't know.
Oh dear.
Fine. You don't like signs?
Utaka doesn't like signs.
No. Sharronda's like, you're done.
Utaka's gonna get comments, honey. Utaka's gonna get comments.
This is Utaka's day. Go on then, David. What's your number three?
This is Utaka's Laurie Strode moment.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And she was in New York, honey.
She was.
I was waiting until George left. But alrighty, mine is Apocalypse. Like, we're agreeing on a lot today, which is rare. Apocalypse for me, I mean, the second that I saw Miss Joan Collins up in that bitch, honey, I was like, girl. I'm sure they took her from the receipts. I'm sure they took her from the Smithsonian and they were like, Miss Collins, it's time to work, honey. So I was like, you better work, bitch. She was so good and she was so camp and she's dragged to me. Like, she's just like on another level. She was just like unbothered when the apocalypse was happening. And she's like, the champagne, honey. What's like, she was unbothered. She just wanted to, so good. And again, when she saw her grandson getting fucked in by a rope, that scene alone bumped it to my top 3. Because, honey, just watching her facial expression, because that was so hot. I was like, I'm not into the whole leather game, but I would have gotten into that if, because that was kind of hot. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Langdon turned the party when he's just like, when he's in the suit and he's just burning bodies and he's like not having in the meeting when his dad comes up from behind him. It's so ridiculous. I love it. It's dark. It's campy. Again, I love omitting somebody. I love the comedy and between a little bit of like darkness. I love it. I would watch that. I would watch it any day. Like, it's just a fun watch for me. Like, I watch it and I'm like, oh, this is so fun. I love it. Again, I can't watch Asylum like on a Saturday. Like, oh my God, let me pop in Asylum real quick. I need a Percocet if I'm going to get through Asylum, honey, because that's dark. Have mercy.
It is. There's definitely a shift in
tone.
In tone there. Yes. Yeah. Well, let's jump on to number 2 then. Sharronda, what's your number 2?
I really struggle with my 1 and 2, and they go back and forth because in my heart of hearts, I feel like Murder House has to be number 1 because without Murder House,
no, you do you whatever you say what you want to say. Feel your truth.
You know what? But I'm gonna move them to number 2 for this because it's been on my heart. It's been heavy on my heart, and I truly believe they should be number 2. But when I started watching this, I didn't know about American Horror Stories. I think I watched it when it hit Netflix or something. And I was just like, we're getting horror, okay? We're getting mess. We're getting cheating husbands, okay? We're getting crazy backstory ghosts in the house too, like murdering children and stuff. Like, it was a lot happening. It was just giving me all my juicy tea, like what was happening in real life when we try to figure out how the hell they ended up in this house. And then when you realize all the craziness that's in the house at the same time, I really liked it. Why did Dylan never come back after that?
I know he came back in stories, didn't he?
He didn't have any more come.
He did come back. He did come back. Didn't he come back in one season?
I'm sure he's been back.
I don't know if he has. He's only stories.
He came back for stories.
Then nobody else did.
Yeah, he also came back. I thought he was in Apocalypse for that one episode too. But he never, he's never. No, wait, he did return in. Oh shoot,
he
returned for a scene in Asylum. He was like in one episode as well.
Yeah,
but he's never been a full-time member. It's interesting. I never thought of that.
Honey,
he never returned.
And that school shooting, I was like, this took a turn, bitch. Because I don't mind. Yes, listen. I love when reality, like those true crime meets like a fiction, like the Black Dahlia and all that stuff. Oh, like my nipples were rock hard, honey. But when he rolled up into that school, I was like, oh no, bitch. Like that was dark. Like it went from entertainment to like I shouldn't be watching. I guess things like that really freaked me out.
That
one
was
like
crushing too. Yeah. Like the students under the tape. Like
I know, and you find out why the students are following him because you're like, why are they following him? And then you're like, oh,
yeah.
I think that's the thing. The first couple of seasons, I think they did really good in making you care about the characters. They had backstories. It had a lot of depth to it. It had a lot of emotion to it. Whether you loved the character or hated the character, you wanted to learn more about them. And I feel like that's kind of what we've gotten away from as the seasons have gone on for all these years.
Yeah.
And I wish I had that power, honey. What's her name? The maid. When she was just in his mind, she was like 20 something with a rock hard titties, and she was like seducing him. Meanwhile, she's like 102. Honey, I need that power, bitch, because she was working, honey. Girl, I lived, honey. When she was cleaning and she was like, I was like, you better work, bitch.
It was good. Well,
she was hot. She was, honey, that red hair. She was that bold lip. I was like, you better get it, bitch. I love.
No, it was. Well, I'll jump on as well. Yeah, because my number 2 is also.
The funniest thing for me is when the mom is hiring the woman, and the man is just like looking at her like, bitch, are you for real? That shit is hilarious to me because she sees the old bitch, she sees the young bitch. That is hilarious to me. I love that.
I think that's such a good twist on like Ghost.
Oh my god.
Dylan McDermott was in.
Was he in
1, 2, 8, and 9.
Which one was
he?
He
was in 84, wasn't he?
He was in Apocalypse and he was in 84.
Oh.
84? What
was it?
I don't know who he was in 84.
Okay.
Well, just followed it online.
Back to me.
I couldn't remember.
Back to me.
So I agree with Sharronda. Murder House, like you say, I feel like it should be number 1, but then it really isn't because number 1 that I've got is just the best season that's ever been made. But I agree that
this is a gay podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, and you spoke so much about all that stuff, but things that I would add as well is like the moment that Violet finds her body. Like when he takes her to the body and he's like, you didn't make it. I was just like, oh my God. Like, this is like, again, like really, I know we say that Asylum was dark, but this was like dark with a thing. You were just like, this is like, I didn't expect this to come from a TV.
That was a good twist. Like, I didn't see that coming
when
at all.
You're like, why can't she get out of the house? And you're like, and also I really enjoyed like the story in episode 2 with the murder of like the nurses and the pig man. That was all really, I mean, they had so many great ghosts that I was like, you could totally do a Murder House spin-off. Yes, David?
We can't forget about the Infantata. That bitch turned the party. The little bitch in the basement.
Oh, yeah. I
my
twin
twin
name.
Honey,
Yeah.
I was like, you better work, honey. When
With
she
the
killed
ball.
those 2 little redheads, you're gonna die in there. Thank God. Yeah. Honey.
I
was like, what the fuck y'all doing in this house? Where's your mom? Like, bitch, what the fuck? These kids, again, maybe not gonna say my kid rant.
It's always kids. Why do you always?
They went into first of all, they went into this fucking house bashing shit, rolling up, and like they own like they pay rent and got a mortgage on this house. No, girl. You know what?
They got what they deserve.
They did.
Yes.
They did.
Yes.
They left. They stayed there for a long time.
They walked into the house teeth first, but they did end up like they were a mess.
There was like so many deaths as well. Like I think another part that again when spoilers, when Dylan's character like just when he got pushed off the balcony and then was hung from the chandelier, I was like, oh, we're doing it. Like, and there was just so much, and just also the theme, I can't remember the name of it, but the theme from Kill Bill, the whistling theme that they use throughout it, that is like they use that in when he's walking through when he's doing the school shooting, that was terrifying. And at the end when you see Michael and she's like, what am I going to do with you? Like that ended, I was like, oh my God, that was like the best television I've ever watched. So I agree with you, Sean. I think, has anybody else, so we can keep on track, has anybody else got Murder House at number 2? No. Okay. All right, then, Liam, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Hotel because I'm a faggot and Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Well, good to know.
You're gay.
Like, come.
Sorry.
I know.
From the waist down.
Behind the eyes. For me, there was 2 standout performances throughout the whole of, like, if you're going to look at the whole of American Horror Story, there was 2 standout performances. Lady Gaga is at number 2, and there was somebody at number 1, and Nice Season is at number 1. For me, I just love Hotel. I think it's grand. I think Dennis O'Hare is Elizabeth Taylor is just chef's kiss. Kathy Burke, great as always.
Oh no. Yeah,
What-
Kathy
what-
Bates. You said Kathy Burke. That's from
Did I
We
say
are
Kathy
just
Burke?
terrible with
Yeah.
names today. Oh my goodness.
No, gimme.
I said the wrong Kathy. Kathy
Have mercy.
Bates, not Kathy Burke.
Aren't these
Very
the first signs
sorry.
of a stroke?
Yeah. Do you smell burnt toast?
Probably. Always. Look at the size of me. I'm always running the risk.
No joke.
Yeah, having all of the men that look the same, that are all hot, that was nice.
The
what else
orgy.
happened?
The orgy in episode 1.
Oh yeah, the orgy, that was great. We all love a good orgy. Well, to watch.
Do we?
We like to watch them. I said watch.
Oh,
I corrected myself. I'm sorry, David.
okay.
I know I'm disgraceful. How dare I?
Too much going on.
Yeah. No. Too many dicks. I'll fit them all in.
Anything else about Hotel or just
Evan Peters, obviously, as always. Fucking phenomenal. I loved the Halloween night where all of the killers came to the hotel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and they had a nice fancy dinner.
The absence.
Great.
That was actually really good when they brought all those serial killers.
I think of that season, all I can think about is Evan Peters fucking that dead body.
Ew.
Remember when he's doing the knife thing and he's slashing and he's fucking her? That is so sick. But I kind of want to try it. But it was so amazing. It's so funny. I don't know. It was just like his entire character was so rotted because he talks like he's like in a.
I love.
I'm like, girl, it took me a minute.
American Horror Story, and then they gave him an Emmy for Mayor of Easttown, which I did not think he deserved an Emmy for. That is really crazy to me.
Yeah, he does.
He probably won't get one for Dahmer, but still, he needed one for American Horror Story.
Absolutely agreed.
Yeah. Which season though? Which season do you think he would have won?
I would say 5.
Which one?
5.
This Hotel.
Oh.
Everyone's like, which one was 5?
You know
you
what?
can't say numbers. You got to say the title because we're slow over here.
He was more well known when Murder House came out. I think he got one for that.
Yeah,
I think he would have won for. I think he would have won for Colt.
Oh yeah, Colt.
Because he was so unhinged, like to the point where I was like, I had to pause it for a minute because I was getting so mad because I was like, oh my god, like when a character does something like that for me, where I'm like, I need. He would have. Like I think he would have snatched a couple. He should have snatched at least a trophy.
Because I think people are just like, I need a break. Like y'all came out with this a little bit too soon after
everything.
A couple of years, then he probably would have got.
And that was the season that let me know that I had a fear of little holes together.
What's that fear called?
He only likes big holes.
Big, stretched, gaping, dripping.
Juicy.
I stopped watching Cult because that's how much I hated it. I don't even think I finished the season because that's how much I hated Cult.
You didn't miss much.
It was the first season I struggled with.
Yeah, Cult was. It was not.
Free one more time.
It was just like a Tuesday night for me. I don't.
Honestly. Well, go on then. Yutaka, what's your number 2?
So yeah, like Sharronda though, I'm back and forth, but I'll be basic because we all know what my number 1 is. But number 2 is Coven for me. I don't
know what your number 1 is, so I'm excited. I really don't.
Really?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
We haven't had this conversation.
Interesting. Yeah,
we're talking about inside, so we're not talking about.
The Coven was such a great season, just because I love shows when people have powers, and so getting to see that, but also all the distinct personalities, the bitchiness, Patti LuPone, like, oh my god, she was evil. Yeah,
yes, the one that was the first time I ever saw her in anything.
Oh my god. Anyways,
and the last.
You are
she'll be next season. Yeah. But yeah, no, Patti LuPone was great, and I freaking love Gabby Sidibe. I loved her character. I was happy to see her. I mean, this was a great season, and then of course, just seeing the battle of words between Jessica Lange and Angela Bassett, that gave me my entire life. I was just like, I am
do a
here
one-man
for this.
show as that, and that's in that scene alone. Like off Broadway, I would turn the party.
They could just do a few seasons off of them. I'm okay with.
I would be in heaven. Sign me up. I would be there. Yeah, it just, there was just so many great things about that.
Together, big trouble. Oh my God, they were so good together.
Yeah, so that's what I do. And I also, I love Papa Legba. I love that actor.
He's so good. And it took me ages to realize that he is the actor from John Wick, who I was obsessed. Like he is my favorite character in John Wick. Like I reacted to all those films and I was like, I need him to have a spin-off series.
I think he's getting one.
I hope he is. Because he was just an icon.
I'm sure he is, yeah.
He was the best. Anyway, so it's
but yeah, no, there was just so much that Coven had going for, and which was great because again, we all know I hate Asylum. So I was very nervous. But
gotta really make sure that point is like,
yeah, I'm putting it out there.
Pound it in there.
Yeah. Sorry. Coven came back with a fierceness, and it made me realize that I was like, okay, wait, holy shit, maybe Ryan Murphy's on to something. Maybe season 2 was just like a bump in the road, and maybe we're gonna get somewhere strong. So little did we know that it didn't.
No,
yeah,
that was the end.
That is odd for me. That you just it's not my favorite. Well,
okay, well,
anyway.
over to you, David, with your number 2.
Oh well, I mean, I am the most reputable one in this show. So obviously mine is 1984, because obviously I was like, it's one that I could easily watch over again because I was raised in 80s horror, 80s slasher. So when the posters come, also quick shout out the promos for every season.
Yes.
Oh,
better than the
my
seasons.
God. Yeah, I could watch when Coven came out, that promo for Coven and the song that it was like song
a house. I was like,
and then it's like all 3 of them, and then the mask. Oh my God, it is so fucking. Anyways, but this one, I love the saturated look of the promos for this season, and it gave me everything I wanted. I love like it had a Friday the 13th. It had a burning situation, like the burning. I
forgot about that.
And then the blend of like the actual serial killer with the made up serial killer. I love that. Oh my God, his story was so sad, Mr. Jingle. Jingle. Yeah.
Oh, that was actually heartbreaking.
He broke my heart. Like watching that season, I felt so bad for him. But bitch, what is her name? Because the 2 standouts for me in that season was Angelica Ross and what's her name? What is her name?
Leslie Grossman.
Leslie Jordan.
Leslie Jordan.
Not
Rest in
Leslie
peace.
Jordan.
Rest in peace.
Have you not seen that Trixie Mattel thing?
Oh yes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she was rotted. She was everything. Everybody in that season gave me everything I needed, like the campiness, the overacting a little bit, and it was just like what's his name? Richard Ramirez. I love that. I ate it up, honey. And then because did the Richard Ramirez documentary come out? That came out after on Netflix. Yeah. Which terrified the shit out of me. Because y'all know home invasions for me, bitch. Honey, when he crawled up into her apartment at night, because that was his shit. He rolled up in people's apartments because everybody at night in the summer in LA, everybody open with their windows open and their doors on. I'm like, no, that's some Utaka type shit. But I don't, but that creeped me out. So I lived. The kills were great when thing falls into the pit and there's the stake through his, and again, oh my God, it was so good. So good.
Okay.
The kills.
I can get behind it. But yeah, it's just not.
But for me, I rank it based on on just enjoying it for what it is.
It was an entertaining season. Yeah.
It was so entertaining. Yeah.
How can it be entertaining when you're having to put up with Mr. Shoe? I'm sorry.
We put up with you every Saturday, so let's not even go there. I mean, listen, he was his long dick.
I'm not as bad as Matthew Morrison. Come on.
Well, yeah. Well, the long dick was fun to look at. And it was interesting to see Emma Roberts playing
an ingenue.
Vanilla Valerie. Like she was very anal. No, like no, she was very that. I loved it. It was nice to see her different because we all like it must be so like I know it must have not upset her because she gets the job, but at some point you're like, okay, I can play the bitch. Like give me make it switch it up a little bit. You know what I mean? It was nice to see her like that because I never seen her like that before.
Well, some of you haven't watched Wild Child because
what's everybody's okay, let's move on. Go
on then. Sharronda, take us home with your number one.
But wait a minute, I want to know why you don't like Coven. That hurt my heart. You don't like Coven?
Who are you talking to?
You.
Have we gotten to number one?
We haven't got to number one.
Okay, my bad, because I thought you made a comment like it wasn't all that. Okay.
No. Retract that, honey, because you wait until the.
Okay.
Just you wait.
Going to be Coven, because y'all, come on now. Like, who touching Coven? Okay, you had Kathy Bates being
rotted.
And her being racist, okay? Tackle at her literally being racist. When she sees Black people walking around, when she comes back to present day, that is priceless.
When she saw Obama, she almost had a heart attack, honey.
Okay. The whole interaction when what's Gabby's name? Was it Queenie? That was her name. Right?
Yeah.
Queenie made her slave. When she made her watch.
Oh my God.
When she made her watch the whole Roots. Okay. Come on, y'all. It's
George's favorite.
For that is literally one of my favorite parts. Angela Bassett, like that's the reason Angela's on TV now. That's why she's taking lives on 911 because of Coven. Like and then you still had cheated. Remember Sarah Paulson's raggedy ass husband or boyfriend, whatever.
Girl.
Okay.
Although that sex scene was hot.
It was, but he still ain't.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
He'll never be ish. But Jessica Lange,
Jessica Solange. Yeah.
It made me feel like I could be a bad bitch at any age, okay? Because the way that she was serving, the way that she was just like, this is my fucking world and I'm gonna take it by any means. I couldn't even believe that she hates playing Fiona because Fiona ate. Okay.
It was one of the best written characters of that entire show.
It literally was.
It shocks me. Like if I ever meet her, I'll be like, the first thing I say, like, girl, what were you smoking? Because girl, you turned the party. Like, what are we seeing the same season? Like,
didn't she win the Emmy for that?
She won and so did Miss Kathy Bates.
Oh, Kathy Bates did, yeah.
Yeah. They both won.
It was great. Even Sarah Paulson's characters, like transformation, I thought that was a really nice, like full circle that we got to see. It's just every character had their moment. Myrtle going up in smoke was still so fashionable at the same time.
Balenciaga!
Hair.
We should reenact that scene.
Was the guy from Scary Movie, the one who had the chicken head, was that based off of Dennis O'Hare's character?
Grab my strong hand. Grab my strong hand.
Actually, I think that
Beep boop. I see Dennis O'Hare, but that's what I think about. But even the backstory of that, just even going into American Horror Stories, when we get the backstory to Dennis O'Hare's character, like, come on, you cannot. I didn't even get to talk about how they were looking. I didn't even talk about the raggedy teenagers in it because, like, those people alone were eating before we even had to get to anybody else. So that I just don't think they'll ever come close to Coven. It really hurts to say that out loud, but.
Yeah, true. It's the truth, and I think 4 out of 5 was probably.
But we don't have to be sad because it happened, and we have it forever, and we can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
So,
and I stopped. It's the best. Can I take? Well, I'll go next then because I feel like there's going to be a queue of people for this one, bar maybe one person. And I'm going to say, I agree. I absolutely agree. I fell in love with this season, and yeah, I know the old people here are going to be like, oh my god. It introduced me to Stevie Nicks, who I didn't know. Yes, awful, terrible. I didn't know Fleetwood Mac. I didn't know any of them.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, it's so great if American Horror Story is putting new talent on the screen.
Weren't you the one that said that Britney Snow was singing an original song in X?
Yeah, I thought that
my
Landslide was an original song. I didn't get that. But literally on my phone, Seven Wonders is my most listened to song. I mean, that, and when she first turned up, I was like, and she sang Rhiannon, that was amazing. But then when they did the last episode, the Seven Wonders, and she was singing through the house while everyone was getting ready, I watched that all the time, and it's what I listen to when I decorate for autumn. Like, it's just the best song. And the whole show was great. I mean, the ending with Jessica being locked in eternal damnation with her jazz serial killer boyfriend. I mean,
Danny Houston. Woo.
Yeah.
He was fine.
Not in Pine.
Baby.
You could get it on that season.
He was so fine. I was like, that was one of the first time I was like, oh, I'm into older men. Because that man he could swing that axe right up my taint, honey. Like, he was so fine. Yeah.
I was like,
oh my God.
Okay, get my back blown out every day.
Yes. He was so smooth. Like, he was smooth with it. Like, he was so, because you can see it, his face said like evil, but fine, like smooth with it. Like, oh,
swagger.
I would have made sure I wouldn't have been playing jazz that night, honey. Coming to my house. Okay.
I'm here for that.
Roll up.
He was giving me some BDE energy. I guess you know. BDE. Whatever. Y'all know what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
He was giving it. I don't know if it was because Fiona was already serving and then you just put them two together, but I was like, sir.
Sex.
I don't condone murder, but you can murder me. Like,
The best.
Well, he was.
It's Liam. Are you in agreement here? Am I guessing?
Of course, I'm in agreement.
Okay. Liam, carry on.
Like, even the teen cast, like, were good.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Jessica Lange, God.
Mm-hmm.
But like Emma Roberts, the other one, I can never remember her name.
Vera,
the one that was in the first
not
season.
Vera, Taissa Farmiga.
The deadly pussy.
That one.
Yeah.
The Farmiga one. Is she related to
Vera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sisters. Half
Can't
sisters.
you tell?
Sisters?
They're half sisters.
That's a big gap.
Oh.
Okay.
No, they're related, but can't you tell?
They look the same. I mean, I thought.
I never really thought about it.
Oh Lord. Well,
sorry.
Anyway,
Liam, put on your glasses.
But Lily, I don't need glasses. I'm just stupid. But yeah, Lily Ray was great.
Rob,
Beyonce's sister, Rob, whatever. I don't know. Like, names. Who cares?
They're sisters, aren't they, Sharronda? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they are. Who's sister?
Vera's the oldest, and she's the youngest.
Yeah, that's a big gap, honey.
Yeah.
Must have been a dry period.
Yeah. Two other sisters.
Yeah, there's loads, isn't there? There's a big family.
Have mercy.
Wait, did you say Beyonce's sister?
More, you know.
No, we were making
because he said
Solange. Oh, Solange.
You know, Jessica Solange knows. Anyways,
like, just perfection, isn't she? Like, there's nothing else to say about perfection.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Well, David, I'm guessing here.
Oh no, double feature, honey. Yeah. No, but the point is, no.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, that's all it took for him to. Oh no. But the point is, Coven is. I remember Coven has such a nostalgic thing for me because I was in college and we had a dorm. I had in a dorm room with 4 other gay guys. Not even joking. When I walked in and I saw these fags, I was like, "What is this? A convert?" Like I thought they were going to turn the oven on because I was like, "Why are all these gays in this one room?" Like it was. Like, I was confused. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. But I was like, but yeah, I think it was Thursdays. I forgot what day.
Yeah, Thursday nights.
Yeah, Thursday night. We would all, because I had the TV, and we would all gather in my bedroom, and we would all like queen the fuck out every week. It was like. I think about that and it brings me like so much, like, you know, when you hold a memory and it's like, oh, but yeah, no, that season, I rewatched it again and I cry every time Queenie turns on Roots, but the song that's playing in the background is "Oh Freedom." I have this like on my playlist, and I just cry. It is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. But the thing with me is this season is like Death Becomes Her, and like it Death Becomes Her and like a Joe Crawford mix into one, because I love the idea of older women holding on to youth. I have always loved that, like All About Eve, like George.
He's never seen it.
Eve's in the Bible.
Okay. You know the rapper. Yeah, but the point is,
got a tambourine going.
Oh,
you don't know who Eve is, do you, George?
Oh my God.
EVE?
He does not.
Let me blow your mind. No, nothing. Okay, let's move on. Anyways, the point is, the caucasity today, honey. So the point is, her entire character, I honestly, when she had the vision, when she was putting the necklace on and she saw the vision of her killing everybody in the coven and her walking out, to be completely honest, I would have fucking gagged if that's how they ended the season, because it hurt my entire soul watching Jessica Lange more bald than me. I was like, that was so sad. And she was just like holding on that. But that last scene with them together is the most heartbreaking, when she just dies in her arms. Oh my God. It is so well done. Again, that scene when they're in the cabin, in the boardroom. And she's like, well, you can all just die.
Yeah.
What? Oh, and she has that last swing, honey. Oh, bitch. Oh my God. It's so good. Both of them together is just on another level. The Minotaur, the Bastien,
yes,
honey.
Okay, I loved that.
When Miss Queenie was riding that man, honey, I was like, what's going on over here? When she was, she was caressing him a little bit, and she was like, I was like, you better work, bitch. But it was so good. I mean, everything about it was amazing.
Oh, Nan.
Yeah, and Nan was
honey. Nan took a long bath, honey, because that bitch ain't coming back.
Oh, and sorry, that line though, when they say about when she says she was innocent mostly. I mean, she killed the neighbor, but the bitch had it. So good.
Oh, when the Papa Legba kisses her and she's like, "You have no soul, bitch." I was like, oh my God, honey. I mean, I would have been drowning everybody, honestly, because yes. It was everything about that season was so well done. The whole, again, is like clinging on to youth and just doing anything to stay powerful and young and hot and sexy.
I can't believe Jessica hated playing Fiamma.
It shocked me when I saw the interview. I was like, wait, I must be hearing wrong. Like what she said, like it makes absolutely no sense. It's such a well-written character. It's like oh, you know what it is? It's like Mama Rose, like from Gypsy. A little bit too gay for this episode, but the point is that it is that holding on, that grabbing onto something and just losing your fucking mind because you want to like good.
Well, I think, finishing off and talking about old people grabbing onto their youth, Yutaka, do you want to take us home with
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm joking. Right. I love you, Yutaka.
I know.
That's the one that people think they're in their 30s in the comments section.
The one who looks the oldest.
I know, that hairline. Oof.
I'm sure of it, don't worry.
Just a wisp.
Yes. I mean, again, I'm basic. So I'm not gonna give you like a fake out of saying like Roanoke because that's terrible, or Asylum because I hate it. But I'm basic in that it is Murder House. Between Coven and Murder House, those were just two really standout seasons. And I think we've already really discussed all the great things about Murder House, because again, the twists, the acting, the realism at times, like this is where I mean, I've loved Ryan Murphy because I loved Nip Tuck. I loved Popular, I
forgot about.
Yeah, no, like seriously, I always forget shout out to Ryan Murphy because he has done some of my favorite. I know we talk shit about, but Pose alone turns my pussy out.
Pose.
So I know when people shit on him and be like, "Oh, Ryan Murphy," I'm like, "Bitch, I'm keeping real quiet because that man has served me shows that I will forever be watching on it."
And he's got some of the longest running hits out there. So
yeah.
And he's like cranking shit out for Netflix like crazy, but so
is oddly better. Like the Dahmer show is actually really well done. It's like American Crime Story, basically.
I didn't think it would be as dark.
Oh,
as
I forgot about. Oh my God, the People versus OJ.
Like,
Gianni Versace, baby.
I didn't like Versace.
What?
Yeah,
canceled.
I got bored.
Where's Andrew? Where is Andrew Cunanan when you need him? For God's sakes, have mercy. Oh, fix it, Jesus.
But I liked OJ.
Oh, okay.
OJ was good. I do think OJ is better than Versace.
For me as a gay man, Versace triggered me. Because I was like, I know that they would just found me in the field somewhere, just rotting. They didn't do shit. They had the flyers in the back trunk. They had the people telling them that they saw this bitch, and I'm like, and nobody's like, those gays people, those fags, they're just all crazy and shit.
You can definitely watch Dahmer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. I know that it's pissed people off because it's like
I could only
episode 6.
6 will like break your heart. And 7, like those are the 2 hardest for me to 6 and 7. Because 7 is when you get the testimonies, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
7, like I had to do that and I was done. I had to take a break.
Yeah, but 6, that was damn. It was enough.
But yeah, so that's all. I mean, I'm
surprised that wasn't an American Crime Story season.
I don't understand why it's called Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, but
I'm surprised that it wasn't a crime because that makes perfect sense for me to be an American crime.
So
it was
crime
Netflix,
and horror. Yeah, it's Netflix. So like crime and horror are still FX.
Yeah, Dahmer is truly like American crime.
Yeah,
I'm assuming because.
Yeah. But I think it's like I don't think
can't
they
call
wanted
it
to do it for the crime story.
No, I think their next American Crime Story is going to be about Clinton and
that already happened. That already
Did
happened.
That? Oh,
yeah, that's already happened.
Oh, sorry, old Deborah here, forgetting.
I mean, weren't they planning on doing like a Diana?
They were going to do feuds with Diana, but then it got cancelled. But it's fine because the Crown's going to do it in November. It's going to be iconic. So on that note, thank you very much, everyone, for sticking with us and listening us to date. Sharronda, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. You are.
I appreciate you putting up with their filth and all that stuff.
Yeah, their filth. Sharronda, if anybody doesn't know, I don't know how they wouldn't, but where can everyone find you in case they don't know?
You can find me on YouTube at Pay or Wait. I am not a check cashing place or a cash loan place like my mother thinks that it is. Wait, you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, where I never post. So yeah, just come to YouTube because I don't post nowhere.
My grandma still thinks I'm selling ass online. I'm like, no, Nana, no, we're not doing that.
Anymore.
I'm actually making money. But yeah, no, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yes, if you haven't already, please go and check Sharronda out. She's hilarious, amazing, loads of live streams, loads of reviews, everything. It's great. And
go for the interviews too.
All of it, the whole shebang.
Prop up the interviews.
It's okay though. It's okay. From my own spirit.
We love to do. And thank you to the rest of the people who are here. But also, don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon.
Is that what you say to your tricks?
Yeah.
No wonder you're still single.
So single. So don't forget, if you want to join us on Patreon, we have our after hours show. You get early access to this. We also have a live stream, which we're running a little bit late for right now, but I've told them it's fine. They love us. And you can also get all fun stuff like that. And also follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We're at the Horror Hour TV on both of those. Also, fun fact, not all of you that are watching this video are subscribed. And it takes 2 seconds.
I wonder why.
I don't know, but I'm giving you 2 seconds right now to subscribe. So
I could give you a list.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And yeah, as always, thank you very much. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.